Autonomous Weapons and Data Integrity and Privacy by Preet Patel and Ronit Kapoor.
Artificial intelligence connects the capabilities of computer science and large data sets to ideally create intelligence in computer machines similar to that of humans. The computers use machine learning algorithms to repeatedly process and recognize patterns in specific data to progressively learn how to perform a specific task. Over time, the goal is for the computer to be able to rationally think at a human cognitive level. However, AI can be misused in certain ways that become an invasion of privacy. For example, the constant surveillance of civilians through facial recognition cameras used by law enforcement harms the privacy of people in public areas. Another concern regarding AI is the quality of data, which is fed to it by the developer AI uses to learn and train itself. Specifically, weak data can result from biases in data, which can stem from biases that occur in the creators that input the data, or data only accounting for a small part of a larger picture or situation. For example, a real-world example of biasness being seen is Amazon's hiring algorithm that learned from data of primarily male applications. This caused biases towards males over women in the hiring process.
So, what are autonomous weapons? Autonomous weapons are weapons that incorporate AI. This means they can operate without human control. So, an arms race of the autonomous weapons has begun. It's because countries are piling up their use of these weapons because they have learned that countries that are able to incorporate new technology oftentimes win wars. So, for example, in World War II, the US was able to win the war due to the atomic bomb, which at the time was the latest technology. So, countries are quick to sort of incorporate autonomous weapons so they can have an edge over countries that are not incorporating this new technology. And these countries include China, India, Russia, the US, UK, and many more because they're emerging in the use of autonomous weapons through investing billions of dollars in it. Autonomous weapons are taking on a large importance and scale in the world, which is why it is important that these weapons are developed in a proper and accurate way, specifically in regards to privacy and data integrity.
Autonomous weapons use machine learning algorithms to learn and make decisions from the data they collect to figure out how to perform a specific task at hand. Typically, these creators of the weapons train AI on data collected in a controlled setting that replicates war environments. However, this produces a false interpretation to the autonomous weapon of what a real war environment looks like. As military technology journalist Kelsey Atherton states, conflict environments are harsh, dynamic, and adversarial, and there will always be more variability in the real-world data of the battlefield than the limited sample of data on which autonomous systems are built and verified. This means that data autonomous weapons are trained on will be biased to the particular simulated war setting and will not be trustworthy in a real war environment. For example, in 2020, a targeting algorithm of a military sensor came to the conclusion that a civilian walking in a tree represented the same target. This shows that it is very possible for a weapon to lock onto an innocent civilian while the true intended target was something else. In some cases, this may even cause the death of an innocent person by locking onto a false target. Therefore, by not taking proper actions to produce data that is completely accurate and strong, the autonomous weapons created will be unreliable and have poor performance, which can cause seriously dangerous impacts on the world.
So, how are they connected? Importance and dangers, part 2. So, possible security breaches can manipulate data that weapons are trained on and used to operate. So, what this means is that when these weapons are being trained, these autonomous weapons, you must make sure that the data they use has been collected in an ethical way, meaning if that you're trying to train your weapon to identify the enemy, you shouldn't be taking surveillance photos of the enemy itself because this is probably without the enemy's permission, obviously, which would be you're filming them without their consent, which is unethical. So you should try to find another way that can identify the enemy without having to take pictures of the enemy itself. Also, camera sensors and autonomous weapons can relate to privacy concerns because if some autonomous weapons are going into an area where they have to record the area to see where the enemies are. This can be against this can be a privacy breach because you're recording people without their consent. So also, if these weapons don't have a good cybersecurity defense system so that hackers can get in it easily, they can potentially end up stealing this data, and which can include videos and pictures of people that did not have their consent to even be filmed in the first place. As with any technology, data breaches can happen. Make sure data is secure to the best of the ability. So feel free to drop any questions or comments you have in the comment section below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching.